just ignore my actual takes. And y'all go, oh, it's biased. Every time. It's the same thing happened with the Marco Kidd fight the other day. I was like, yo, I don't think what Cat got would knock Kidd out. Because I saw Kidd fight stronger people than Cat and not get knocked out.
Cat has his own Gatling gun. All the stuff that Luffy could do, Cat could do. Kid could just get hit by it. How many attacks can Kid get hit by it continuously? That's what you're not. No, he can't. Master, stop. So that's what you're saying. A lot. Show me a reference. Show me a reference where Kid can take so much damage. He literally has future sight. So you're saying that somebody who's Kid, who doesn't have any Haki feats, or doesn't have future sight, is doing this to Big Mom. How much more so is Cat, who literally has future sight, who's been with Big Mom for years and knows her weakness, knows how to fight her?
Big Mom did not fight Kid one-on-one. Sebastian, let me ask you a question. Who do you got? Whole Cake Luffy versus Kid.
I'm probably still going Kid for the matchup. What y'all not getting me, man? Y'all not getting it. Another 5 from Polarized. Who's the most biased on the pod? And how do you think it affects their understanding of power scaling and the story? I've seen some wild takes on here. I don't know which way you're pointing, but I'm gonna go Larry. I think Larry's the most biased.
Who does it look like I'm pointing to?
It looks like you're pointing a Lionel on my screen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, same.
Are you pointing to me?
Oh yeah, Sebastian's on my left.
How is
it's bad, bro?
Sebastian, I got you. I actually got you too, bro. Was the both?
What?
Yeah,
Who? I'm biased?
What? You know?
That's crazy. Biased?
Yes.
Sebastian.
I feel like I give everybody a fair shake.
You just said
No, you don't.
Big Mom. You get me?
Yeah.
You just said it. I will be Big Mom.
If I put a poll up, I feel like a lot of people would agree with me that it kind of would be Big Mom.
You also, what was it? When you had this weird disdain towards Cat, where you believe like Kid.
I think he's overrated.
Overrated. Do you think that Kid beats him? Even with the whole Marco thing, I brought up all these categories of where Marco doesn't have, but Cat does. But you still favored Marco, and they know this category.
No. I said Cat would beat Marco. I said all those 3 all have advantages over each other. And it was like this person beats this person, but this person beats that person, but that person beats this other person. I said I had Marco over King because of the matchup specifically. And then I had King over Cat, and then Cat over Marco. That's what I said. But
it's really just
y'all all agreeing. It is what it is.
People are gonna think me because I fight so heavily and I refuse to give up. That's really what it is. About very specific things. My brother, there's like 6 characters that you live or die on, regardless if logic is included or not. Like, I come from a basis of logic. You come from just because I say so, bro. And that's what makes you so biased.
It's not true. My bias will always be towards the narrative.
Master, we give you facts and accurate depiction of what the manga is showing and telling you all one. Like, you acknowledge it, but you're like, now that person still wins. It's just like, how?
But also what he adds to it, and this is where it shows the bias. I just feel like he does. That's your literally what you said. I just feel like he does.
Yeah.
Ignore the facts. Favor towards this person. You just feel that they could still win.
And the point we're making, Master, Cat has everything that will beat Kid in a fight. Everything. He literally does. The fact that Luffy struggles so much, that is the fact where Kid doesn't even have what Luffy has. And Luffy has more than Kid, and Luffy struggles as much. But you're saying that Kid just has this. And only this. And everything's pointing to, Kid's not winning that fight. But you're like, I just feel that he's overrated.
Hold on now. I made my case for the Cat Kid thing. I just ignore it. This is the difference. Y'all just ignore my actual takes. And y'all go, oh, it's biased. Every time. It's the same thing happened with the Marco Kid fight the other day. I was like, yo, I don't think what Cat got would knock Kid out. Because I saw Kid fight stronger people than Cat and not get knocked out. And y'all be like, nah, Cat would knock Kid out. But when I ask you how, with what ability, what attack is knocking Kid out, y'all don't give me nothing.
What do you mean give you nothing?
What's he knocking Kid out with, Lionel?
We said we barely or even know what Haki attacks Big Mom hit Kid with. On panel, showing wise, there's really none.
This is Big Mom. Her regular attacks are stronger than Cat's top attacks.
And secondly, the only time when Kid gets hit with a Haki thing, and we're talking about multiple times Kid actually got hit by Big Mom. Where's the onslaught? Where's the
hit with Ikoku sovereignty?
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. He got hit with the attack. Go to the panel. Go to the panel.
Bash, you want to know why it's not true? Because that would have knocked Kid out. Just how Divine Departure from Shanks knocked Kid out. You're trying to tell me Soki sovereignty that Big Mom hit Kid with. You're talking about point blank range. You're telling me that Kid took that. But when Shanks did, he gets knocked out. Clearly, he didn't get hit that attack. He got hit by debris. The black comment wasn't the direct hit.
Kid didn't only get hit by Divine Departure. He also got hit by his own attack. The attack blew up in Kid's face.
Sebastian.
But
it didn't matter. It does not matter.
And Shanks is just stronger than Big Mom.
No, I understand that. So I'm not going to use Shanks, but I want you to answer this question. Because you're saying that Big Mom was using Haki against Kid and that Big Mom's Haki is just stronger than Cat's Haki. It's funny that you say that because I've showed you this before where we legit saw, remember, Luffy uses Haki hardening, Gear 3, and I think even one time Gear 4, and attacks Big Mom, and she blocks it. But later on, when Luffy is fighting Cat, Luffy uses Haki hardening against Cat, and what happens? He gets overpowered by Cat to the point where Luffy is swelling up, screaming in pain from the attack. Right here. So, I'm not saying that Cat's Haki is stronger than Big Mom's. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here, Sebastian, you're using that as a frame that all forms of Big Mom's Haki is stronger than Cat. But I legit seen where Luffy attack clash with Big Mom's. Right? I'm not saying evenly, but Luffy had no effect where it got overpowered. Luffy got hurt by it. But I just saw Luffy do an attack and clash with Cat. And this attack that Luffy did got overpowered by Cat by so much. But remember, we saw how Luffy, with the Gorosei, he punched the head of the Gorosei, and the green that his hand was hurting, it swelled up in pain. That's what's happening to Luffy there with Haki hardening.
But you're merging moments, Lawrence.
No,
that was base Luffy where his hands was hurting and doing this. You're talking about Gear third Luffy.
No, whatchamacallit? No, go back to the fight. Look at the times when Luffy used Haki hardening, and this was happening to Luffy. But either or, right? Name something that Kid has to defend or block from Luffy or Cat in that link.
It also happened with Luffy and Snake Man. When Luffy did Snake Man, Cat clashed with him. Luffy did the same thing as if he was in base. I can even tell you the panel. It happened.
And Kid has nothing to defend against any of those from Luffy or Cat.
And now Kid getting hit with those continuously. Remember, Cat has his own Gatling gun. All the stuff that Luffy could do, Cat could do. Kid can just get hit by it. How many attacks can Kid get hit by it continuously? That's where you're not. No, he can't. Master stops. That's what you're saying. A lot. Show me a reference. Show me a reference where Kid can take so much damage by continuous attacks like that. I'll wait. Show me a panel. Show your backing.
Cat can put Kid down with ease. Whatever, y'all. Y'all got it.
Exactly. You have no evidence, bro. You have no proof.
I got it, bro. Yeah, I got it.
Law made a fair point. I don't know why it's not being accepted. Like that was a good point.
That Big Mom blocked without using offensive force towards Luffy's attack.
She used Haki hardening, bro.
Did she attack Luffy or did she block? Because you said she attacked and Luffy punched it and went,
okay,
this is nothing.
Did Big Mom punch Kid with Haki hardening? Okay, no, she didn't. She didn't. She did not punch Kid with Haki hardening. Well, she used Haki for Luffy. So what are we saying?
Thank you.
It's very true. The only time she punched Kid with a fist is on the Onigashima
rooftop.
When he
that's almost like the only attack we saw physically land on Kid. Honestly.
See, this is why the bias comes in.
Can I ask y'all something then? If Kid could fight Big Mom for this stretch that he fought her and not get landed on, is that not impressive? Because now y'all are trying to tell me Big Mom fought Kid for however many chapters. Yes, Law came in at some point. He was able to fight Big Mom in the pocket and not get hit. But y'all won't tell me that that's impressive. Y'all won't treat that as an impressive feat. Y'all just say, oh, she didn't use Haki, which to me is so asinine. But whatever. We didn't see the fight on panel to its fullest degree. Whatever. Big Mom is a Yonko tier fighter. Using Haki is the bare minimum for her. I don't think it's crazy to say she used Haki throughout the fight with her and Kid. Y'all say she didn't. Oda didn't draw the panels in the way that I would have liked. Haki hardening, whatever. But to me, because you can use invisible Haki, to me personally, Big Mom's invisible Haki is superior to Katakuri's Haki. And maybe I'm going out on a limb to say that. Maybe that's biased. I don't think that's biased. To me, I don't put Cat anywhere near Big Mom. I think Big Mom could fight Cat and all of her siblings at the same time and win. So If y'all say I'm biased for thinking that, sure, maybe that's bias, but that's how I feel, and that's how I approach the view of these battles. I don't think Cat could do anything to Big Mom. If Cat fought Big Mom, he gets smoked out in 10 minutes to me.
Sebastian, I just ask you a question.
So the fact that Kid was in the pocket dealing with her at all is why I scale him the way that I do. And if that's wrong, I'll eat that. But again, I'm so serious, bro. I feel like he would get put the same way Luffy at that time would get put. Like, Kaido exerted a little bit of energy towards Luffy, and he one-shotted him. If Big Mom got serious, and this is how y'all feel about Kid, is how I feel about Cat versus Big Mom. But the difference is, like, battle logic would present that Big Mom at least at some point tried to take it out, and she was unsuccessful. I mean, listen, y'all call it bias, I'll eat it. But
it's so biased because, like, you say that, Sebastian, because, like, I like how he puts it, because it's like, all right, Kid clearly had help throughout that entire fight, right? I know he said the whole family, and I think he's just wrong, right? Because how many kids Big Mom had, but he's forgetting that that's their mom. That's their mom, right? Sebastian, I'm telling you right now, one-on-one, Big Mom versus Cat, obviously Big Mom wins. One-on-one, Big Mom versus Kid is no contest. He's not gonna have law. He's not gonna have law to save him.
We saw Big Mom versus Kid in the pocket. We saw it. There was a contest. It might not have lasted as long as people would like, but there was a fight. He was in the pocket getting advantages off on her in the pocket before law came, after law came, etc. It is true. It is true.
When Big Mom was attacking Nami, and he called it. That's in the pocket for you?
No, I'm talking about even after that. When Law Big Mom and him are fighting, when she gets hit with a sign, Law is not a part of that whole instance.
Big Mom literally does a swing, attacking both of them. And when she did it, that's when Kid launched at Big Mom. And it's funny, you're saying all this stuff, but you're saying kids get fighting Big Mom in the pocket, attacking her and landing whatever sign. What does Kid have that would be more advantage in that fight in those moments? He literally has future sight. So you're saying that somebody who's Kid, who doesn't have any Haki feats, or doesn't have future sight, is doing this to Big Mom. How much more so is Cat, who literally has future sight, who's been with Big Mom for years and knows her weakness, knows how to fight her? You talk about knowledge is power. You give that on a Cat. You don't give the knowledge what he understands about Big Mom at all. You don't. You just say, I see one thing on panel, and Kid did somewhat good with help, but did a little bit in the pocket, so Kid got it when Kid doesn't know nothing about Big Mom. Lily Cat Lee has a picture that he can at least show Big Mom, and she can at least get immobilized, and he can just tee off on her. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but he has all her weaknesses. He understands her strength. You talk about knowledge. Cat has all the knowledge in the Haki in Awakening to fight Big Mom.
I'm asking this straight up, point blank, and we can move on. What is the diff between Big Mom and Katakuri? What's the diff if they fought?
It's low diff.
It's low diff. She struggled more than low diff. In her battle with Kid, just Kid, it was more than low. And if y'all don't acknowledge that for whatever reason, it's just true.
With her battle with
Kid, low diff, he makes
it seem like it's one-on-one. Big Mom did not fight Kid one-on-one. So let me ask you a question. Who do you got? Whole Cake Luffy versus Kid.
I'm probably still going Kid for the matchup. What y'all not getting me, man. Y'all not getting it. Y'all not getting it. Dressrosa Luffy would have to KO Kid within the 10-minute time frame. And I already addressed that people stronger than Dressrosa Luffy were incapable of KOing him in that time frame. So my logic stands that within that time frame, whether Luffy gasses out or a Kid traps him in a sign or uses railgun or whatever, he can pull a dub.
Lionel and Larry, like I'm using this to show Sebastian's logic. Because remember, this is the same Luffy that Sebastian thought after 2-year time skip could fight and possibly beat a Yonko. Remember, he said this. And I told him no. And then when he got one shot at my Kaido, I was like, I was right. But now he's trying to say that this Luffy, that he thought this, loses to Kid. Because this is the same category, right? Who's a conqueror? Who's able to use that, right? Who is able to use all these Hakis? Again, in each category, it's not Kid, it's Luffy. Even better uses of their ability goes to Luffy. Luffy wins in every single category.
He doesn't
even on Dressrosa, but also even on Whole Cake, with a stronger version of Luffy. But he loses to Kid. So in Sebastian's mind.
Hold on, Lawrence. On Dressrosa versus you're saying Dressrosa Luffy versus Kid. Kid would be the awakened Delphi user, while Luffy isn't. Kid would have had harder competition to that point in time. It's just true. It's just true. Whether you argue the experience advantage, whatever, I'll take that L on Kidd's side. He's not learning from these battles. I can acknowledge that.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning. Mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-Shock. Homie, this is too far. Homie, I feel too alive. You can see me like Illuminati. You can see me like Illuminati. But I'm shining so bright, so bright. Don't come and try to share some of this light now. Give me a beat and I control it like a maestro. Ladies on a mission, they be trying to get me wiped up. Shawty, wait a minute, can't tell if I like ya. Gotta make sure you know how to shake it like a bartender. Team with me and they all winners. And you know we ballin' all winners.
I just feel like, and I'll keep it short. Big Mom arrives on Wano. She fights Kaido. She uses Conqueror's Haki in that attack when clashing with him. That happened. That was the first sign of her using Conqueror's Haki, and she used Napoleon to do so, to fight him. Then the second time we see her use Haki, it's literally against Page 1, and it's the highest form of Haki we've seen in the show. And it's literally what turned the tide to Luffy's side when he was fighting Kaido. And they both started using that because it was the epitome of Haki. Then she goes and fights Kid and Law, and she doesn't use Haki until she gets hit with the railgun or she started punching Law. And they were both the lowest forms you can say of armament Haki and of Conqueror's Haki. So if we have proof through two settings of a character using higher forms of Haki in the best way she could possibly use it, out of mothering mode and in mothering mode, and she doesn't use it in this fight, I don't know how it's still considered her getting an L and her being decided on future fights as if she can't do those things. And because she didn't do it during that one fight, all of a sudden that hypes up Law and Kid. I don't understand that, because if she was using the same attacks that she used against Kaido and Page 1, then the fight would have basically been a no diff. The second point I'll point out, you keep mentioning Kid having this awakening, and that's what makes the difference in the fight. I saw Doflamingo have an awakening on Dressrosa versus Luffy. And guess who lost that fight? So
Luffy?
When we talk about it,
Luffy?
So when we talk about an awakening, right?
Luffy lost that fight?
When we talk about an awakening, right? We're talking about awakening. That's also Dofi with Conqueror's Haki, and he's able to utilize it. So just because you have an awakening, Devil Fruit wise, that doesn't mean you're going to win over somebody that has Future Sight, somebody that has Advanced Armament Haki, and somebody that could utilize their Conqueror's Haki at the same time. Kid wasn't able to do that. Kid didn't take any Haki attacks from Big Mom that we know of. You're suggesting that she might have, and cool, she might have, but even if she did use the clear Haki, Lawrence clearly mogged you when it came to, hey, Katakuri is using stronger Haki to the point Luffy was in Snake Man and he was hurting his fist. Meanwhile, even if Big Mom was blocking with hers, it wasn't stronger than Cat's. And the thing is, too, they never beat Big Mom straight up. At the end of the day, no matter what you say of how they won, they never beat her straight up, ever. Because if they were on the ground and they were fighting and there was no way for her to get ringed out, they already knew they were going to take the L because they needed to push her down in order to get her out. If not, she would have came up and just murked them. And they admitted that. And that's her not going all out.
I don't know how you think Kid beats Bound Man Luffy. Like, it blows my mind.
It's got to survive the 10 minutes. I already know he can deal with stronger people than Beer 4 Luffy for 10 minutes. I've seen that.
With or without help.
Right.
Without help, I think he could do it.
Yo, this is where the bias kicks in.
Yes.
Like, this is where it kicks in. Listen, man, we ain't got to linger on this too much, bro.
He doesn't even need to do a Gatling, but he does a beer. Kid's not taking that.
Y'all drastically overestimate or overrate Gear 4 Luffy. I think that's the real issue.
Coming for someone who's clearly overrating Kid is
Yo, seriously.
Bro said, yo, you overrating Luffy with these Hakis, man, and Devil Fruit Mastery, bro. But like, yo, you underestimated somebody that has Devil Fruit Mastery but no Hakis, yo.
I'm like almost 100% sure Luffy Bound Man could freaking catch Kidd's railgun this in the Haki form with his bare hands, like the Haki hands. Like I'm almost 100% sure he can do that.
And this is what it bothers me. So Luffy's using conjunction with his ability in Haki. But Kidd just has Haki, no other added power. Like Haki legit enhances your power and durability. But Kidd doesn't have that. And we see his stuff get blasted. Kidd says, "Oh, just scrap." So Luffy would just bypass his stuff continuously as if it was nothing. Because Kidd even said, "Oh, just scrap," because he knows it's garbage. But nah, Kidd got it though. And this is what we're saying. These are the facts. But you're saying off your bias, off, oh, I just feel, when you literally, again, cannot prove at all. Even what the manga tells you, what hurts Luffy? It's Haki. Unless he hit Luffy with a blade, which he doesn't use, what is he actually going to do? So how? Again, we're done. Let's move on. You're not making any sense. I'm tired of this conversation. Let's just go.
Yeah, we got to move on, bro. All right. Looks like that whatever super chat caught us and rage baited us, we fell victim. Thank you, chat, for wasting a whole bunch of 20 minutes that I would have liked to have back.